Hey yo, what is up? This is the new TL-7 120 Tier 9 American tank destroyer that I featured out here in the channel about 2 weeks ago, together with a bunch of other Tier 9 premium or reward tanks that was slated to be released, including the Tier 9 Chieftains and what was the other one, the K-192, which is the Russian medium tank, also in Tier 9. But the reason why we're going to cover this tank again today is because we are closer, I feel like we are closer to the release date, and I think the final stats are in. I think they're going to be released in these stats, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to compare it to what it was 2 weeks ago. And also, you know, it is going to be the 4th of July in a couple of days, so this feels like it's going to be maybe a tank that's going to be coming out together in conjunction with 4th of July. Who knows, maybe there will be some kind of a special skin that is going to be released together with this tank to commemorate 4th of July. But quickly, before we go through the entire stats, I'm just going to show you the old stats and we will look at the new stats together. This is from a screen grab from my video 2 weeks ago. You can clearly see the nerfs that's happened on this tank, including the horsepower from 520 horsepower to 400 horsepower. That is a huge nerf down there. Also, the power to weight ratio, which was going to be 18.57, it is now nerfed down to 17.14. The speed as well, from 60 kilometers an hour, it is now going to be dropped down to 50 kilometers an hour. And the reverse speed, even worse, 13 kilometers an hour from 20. The rotation speed, which is like the hull rotation speed, it was supposed to be 46.94 or 47 degrees per second. It is now nerfed down to 31.29 degrees. So huge nerfs there. Dispersion as well, you can see the dispersion 0.34. Now the dispersion is 0.38. The aim time 2.01 seconds, nerfed down to 2.59 seconds. This tank has gone through a lot of nerfs in the last 2 weeks, and yeah, we can talk a little bit about it. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not so good, but you know, for a tier 9 and a tank destroyer, I can tell you straight up, this is not going to be the tank for me. I'm just going to be completely ignoring this tank because I think this tank has been nerfed into oblivion. It's not going to be competitive, and I'm going to explain to you why as we go down through the stats. Of course, this is an auto loader, which means it has a 4-round clip, intra clip 2 seconds, very fast firing gun. You're talking like a fast firing gun like a Cobra. Cobra is 1.5 seconds. This is 2 seconds intra clip, very quick firing. The reload also been nerfed to 38 seconds. It was supposed to be 31.64 seconds, now nerfed to 38 seconds. You know, 4 clip reload, 38 seconds. 10 degrees of gun depression, 15 degrees of gun elevation. What else we know now that we didn't know then was the moving dispersions. Now the moving dispersions on this gun is 0.28. Now this is if you are moving the hull forward or reverse, right or left. This is the penalty, 0.28, and 0.28 penalty is something like a Scorpion G, if you're familiar with it. As soon as you move your hull, man, your gun is not going to hit anything. So what is good about this tank is when you are stationary, the penalty dispersion is going to be 0.12, which is pretty good. Because with that low penalty for the turret rotation dispersion, this means that if you are stationary behind a bush and just rotating your turret to fire your 4 shots, your dispersion penalty, you're going to be quite accurate because that dispersion penalty is so little. But I'm not finished yet. We continue to talk. The main drawback of this gun is the dispersion itself, which is 0.38. The accuracy is already terrible. So even with minimal penalty for rotation, turret rotation dispersion, this gun is still going to be terrible at shooting things. The other thing that has been changed in this tank is the dispersion that happens after you fire the gun. After you fire the gun, you know, the bloom is really big before it shrinks down and re-aims again. It was 3. The new after firing dispersion is now 5. And just for reference here, we are going to compare this to the Scorpion G, which is also a tank destroyer. The Scorpion G dispersion after firing is 3. So this is going to be 5, which means the bloom is going to be bigger than your monitor, basically, before it starts shrinking down and you know, starts becoming accurate again. So this is one of the reasons why I feel like this tank, they have initially it was quite interesting. 2 weeks ago it was quite interesting because it looked like it was going to be competitive, it looked like it was going to be quite good, but now with the new stats, and it looks like they're going to release it, even possibly release it as a 4th of July tank, I'm going to completely skip this tank. This tank is no interest for me because I feel the gun performance is just going to be terrible. The dispersion 0.38, you're not going to hit anything. What is that? The view range of this tank as well is very bad. It is 360 meters, if I'm not mistaken, 370 meters, which means you have no vision at all. You need someone to spot for you, and then you need to sit far away and fire your 4 shells with 0.38 dispersion. As soon as you move your hull left, right, forward, reverse, your bloom is just gonna go to hell. And even though, you know, you have like the turret rotation dispersion, which is minimal 0.12, your main dispersion 0.38 means you're not going to hit anything, plus your after firing bloom is 5, plus your aiming time has been nerfed from 2 seconds to 2.59 seconds. Man, even if you can fire every 2 seconds, you still need to fully aim 2.5 seconds. Does that make sense? So your intra clip is 2 seconds, you are ready to fire your gun, but you are not going to be fully aimed, even though you are your gun is already loaded in, because your intra clip is only 2 seconds. So this is a huge drawback, a huge downside on the TL-7 120. This is a huge shame because a lot of people were looking forward to this gun, and the initial stats that they put out when the tank entered into super tests, it led a lot of people to believe that this was going to be an exciting tank. Even I made a video that said this was going to be some kind of interesting, exciting tank. It's going to be competitive, but now it is the complete opposite. I would go as far as to say to, you know, tell the viewers here to avoid this tank, because this is going to be just a waste of whatever price you're going to pay, tokens or whatever. This tank is just not going to be as good as we initially thought it was going to be. But anyway, I hope you got some useful information from this video, and we'll see you on the next video. I hope this is going to be some kind of 4th of July tank, then it would have made my video worth making. Thanks for watching anyway. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.